that in the early years of the 21st century, man was being closely watched by intelligence greater than theirs. It somehow mortal as though.
Through the chaos, we determine the Fanatics.
That's right, folks. You're listening to Fanatics and a Fan, and we are back. First week back since VisionCon, which was an amazing weekend.
It's still, I can feel the after effects. It just doesn't go away.
It's I said this last year, and it still holds true to this year. I'm very proud of them and what they've done. It was an amazing convention, hanging out with Sam Witwer, Abby Darkstar, and all of the great guests. It's a great way. The best part about it for me is it starts our convention season.
You know, Sam Witwer is just too fun to hang out with. Great guy. It just continues to just.
Well, he's got some great Walking Dead stories.
Oh, I know.
As a fellow actor, I gladly sit down and talk nerd with Sam any day, and I got a chance to do that, and it was awesome. And you guys will hear about that a little bit later. Tony actually did a lot of great interviews, and you'll get to hear about some of those later.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny, we come back and it's like, wow, here we go. It's almost as if we did. How did we manage to take a break with all of the craziness that's either happening, getting ready to happen? Some of the greatest breaking news. I want to talk about something that's happening in Kansas City. To me, just mind-blowingly good news. I would have loved to have been in your household, Keith, when you found out, though, because I know you did you explode or did you just scream like a girl?
Let's just say there was certain things said, and it kind of sounded like an excitable young man. They're going to confirm nor deny it came from me, though.
And, folks, what we are talking about is, of course, one of our favorite conventions to visit, Planet Comic Con.
Woo-woo.
Not too far off.
Not too far off at all.
And their latest announcement is to, and I gotta say, I believe that part of this is to increase Friday sales.
No, but
let's just tell them anyway.
Okay,
it's Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith will be there doing his one-man show Friday only because he's very busy. And so if you want to see Kevin Smith, you got to be there Friday by 8 o'clock, or else you're going to miss him. Now, you're still going to be able to meet Ming Chen of Comic Book Men and also Jay Muse.
I actually like Ming.
You know,
whenever I see Comic Book Men, the stuff that he can relate to is the stuff that I relate to.
Yeah, you're exactly like him. And I got to say, you know, having Kevin Smith just come again to Kansas City, because he's been there before, but I mean, just, oh man, getting a chance to see that dude. I mean, the geek's geek.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Speaking of being a geek's geek, our news guy, Larry Lytle, is actually not with us this week. He's in Chicago.
Yeah, C2E2, the biggest event that you can go to outside of even San Diego and or New York Comic Con.
We've got to try to get up there. I'm being from Chicago.
Yes.
I make it a point of never actually actively seeking out reasons to go back to Chicago.
You gotta go for this.
But
it's this.
It's
C2E2.
C2E2
and pizza.
And maybe a Comic Con event.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It'd have to be C2E2 and maybe pizza.
Yeah. Trust me.
Or if my grandmother was still with us and cooking, then, you know, I'm all about going home to eat.
We'll try to make that happen next year.
You know, that would be a great thing to go on our list of things to do. We've had an amazing year already. Folks, if you didn't listen to our VisionCon show, you can actually still listen to it on our website at fanaticsandthefan.com or .net. Keith, because how much fun did we have?
I know how much fun I had. You were just all over the place, dude. You couldn't stop.
Our new friend, Shannon.
Yes.
I think she likes us now.
I would hope.
Actually, I think her husband likes us even more.
Yes.
Because he gets to claim his own Xbox now.
Yes. People seem to love us when we give stuff away like that.
Actually, we had a lot of fun that day. It was a great show.
Yes.
A lot of good audience participation.
Yes. It actually was one of the few times that Keith and I got to work the audience. Because sometimes audiences just don't work well with two people. And him and I were on point, and it was a lot of fun, a lot of great interaction. So, folks, whenever you see us live, come on, talk to us. We love talking to our fans.
We might just give you something.
And we might just give you something.
Might.
Speaking of giving you something, the folks at Wizard World and the Comic Con people, not the Planet Comic Con people, but the actual Comic Con people are giving us something.
Well, hold on. Now, let's just start with the big news, which is Batman versus Superman. It is the biggest thing out there. It is in the air. It is everywhere. And I'm telling you, unless you're one of those smart people that have actually gone out and bought your advance tickets, and you know who you are, you're going to get stuck sitting front row in front of the screen. Now, why be that person?
Or you can come out and join us at the Branson IMAX with the folks from VisionCon.
Yes! Make that your point. I don't care what you do, just get there.
Yes. This has been a long time coming.
Yes. This movie in and of itself is something that, as far as people who have grown up reading DC Comics, heck, I don't care how long you've been reading DC comics in general. This is a seminal event.
This is Frank Miller's story, though, right?
No.
It's not Frank Miller's story.
No. What Zack Snyder and his team have done is they've taken things from various books, both Frank Miller and other books.
But it's heavily Frank Miller's.
It's a lot of the costuming, Frank Miller, but also from other things. This is a kind of pseudo sequel to Man of Steel,
right?
But also it's meant to expose the rest of this massive cinematic universe that DC wants to bring us. And you're going to start learning that there have been things going on, like in Man of Steel, that you didn't realize. There's lots of Easter eggs in Man of Steel.
Right.
There are going to be a lot more Easter eggs and appearances in this movie, Batman vs. Superman. So it isn't just what you think. It's more. It is way more.
Now, and I know we've got a lot more news, but there's a question I want to put out to not just to my panelists that are with us and those that are not here that are most of them are sick, but it's something I've been thinking about for a while.
Okay.
Because we're actually, this year alone, several of our superheroes are going to fight each other.
That seems to be the general theme, yes.
I know how I feel about it.
Yes.
But I'm going to put it out there for everybody else. And it's very simple. Several of your superheroes, your icons, this is not Night Thrasher and Speedball going at it, okay? This is, yes, I threw out some nerd credit. Yeah. You're talking about mega superheroes, icons.
Yes.
They're actually going at each other. Captain America versus Iron Man. These are people that we're supposed to look up to as kids.
Yes.
Where do we stand on that?
Well, they've been doing that for as long as comics have been around.
I wasn't even asking you. I was asking the lady in the room.
Okay. I'm just saying, since the first appearance, the first major team-up even in Marvel Comics was Submariner meets the Human Torch.
I remember that.
You do remember that because I wasn't around when that book came out.
I remember. I've seen that book, and it was actually a different Human Torch than the one that we grew up with. That we know was actually the.
Actually, it's the Human Torch.
Right.
Not the Fantastic Four Human Torch, which is Human Torch number 2.
Right.
But that was their first meeting, and they fought. Look, that's
It was a great fight, too.
It was a good fight. It was a very good fight.
I never thought Submariner had a chance
to me,
either. I just thought that was
great. If you're gonna really get kind of squeamish about superheroes fighting each other, then that means you really haven't been paying attention for the last 75 years.
I was not a fan of the Marvel's run of the Civil War.
All right.
I did think it was quite bold for them to put Captain America on the side of wrong. That was
I think it depends on how you look at it. I mean, how they built up this, which also ties into Batman versus Superman. It depends on how you look at it. I mean,
I felt like Captain America in the comic book run and in the upcoming movie falls down on the blatantly wrong. Because
that's your opinion.
If you recall,
that's not the way it. That both sides are valid.
He was wrong in the Civil War.
Yeah, at the end. Okay.
Oh my God!
But
It doesn't matter where you're wrong at. If you're wrong at the beginning or at the end, you're still wrong.
yeah, but
what I'm saying is,
the reason why he's Captain America is that he saw the after effects of doing all of this. He admitted he was wrong to stop the fighting. That's the reason why, if you jump further into the end of the story, what does Tony say at the end? Yeah, you don't remember. Tony admitted.
By then, I had already hated.
Steve did the right thing, and he understood why Steve said he was
All
wrong.
I remember, because like I said, I didn't really like it, and it was. Mind you, my last crossover was Galactic Storm, and I thought was amazing, and was one of the largest Marvel's largest crossovers. Because they didn't just cross over a few books; they crossed over all of their books, didn't they?
Well, it's a part of what Marvel does ever since Secret Wars, you know.
Yeah,
but it's the same thing with Batman versus Superman. There is a reason why they are fighting. And if you pay attention to the movies, you'll learn why.
As much as
both sides are valid, and that's the way it was written to be, just like with Civil War.
As much as I hate Affleck, the one line that's in that trailer, which one of these days I'm going to be able to quote it, but if there's even a 1% chance that he could be, we got to be prepared. That's the only thing I agree with the filmmaker with that about is that one line. I feel like almost anybody else on the planet, including you, could have actually delivered it better than Ben Affleck.
Well,
that's
that's
just
your
me.
opinion. I'm telling you, Ben Affleck's crushing it, and he will continue to crush it. Anybody that has played any number of video games, the Arkham games especially, you're going to love this movie.
Well, it's got the political tones that I think that they're trying to do is how much government oversight do superheroes need to have?
Which is oddly enough, and I do think the timing is really weird because that's literally what Civil War was about. And now here we're doing it again in Batman versus Superman. I just think it's interesting timing.
I wouldn't agree necessarily with that. I think that only covers Civil War. With Batman versus Superman, that's really about responsibility. That's really about as far as the amount of damage done at the end of Man of Steel.
Well, it goes back to the how much self-regulation do superheroes have?
Yeah, but I mean,
and how much corruption can they have, being they have absolute
and
power.
I guess well, hang on. Let's step out of the movie for a second, or into the movie, because we've actually never discussed this. We've never talked about it. So let's do that.
Spoilers. For those that have not seen Man of Steel.
This is not a spoiler. This is not a spoiler. This is us nerding out for a second.
Well,
and actually,
I'll geek out. You can nerd out.
You and I have actually talked about this privately, but we've never actually come out and done it publicly. If we lived in that world, or at least a small variation of it, like let's say Central City,
or Hell's Kitchen, or
I don't know, Hell's Kitchen. I would, I'm gonna fight Daredevil. I'm gonna lose, but I'm gonna fight Daredevil. Okay.
Okay, if you live like Star City, Central City, Hell's Kitchen, how much do you fear? How much do you fear the superheroes fighting because it's going to destroy your world, your house, your city?
Okay, don't steal my thunder. That was my question. Just because I couldn't get it out. So Keith, I mean, where would you fall under that? Would you fall on the side of they're awesome and they're great and we don't have to worry about them, or you're going to fall like Batman and say, you know what, I need to arm myself?
Oh, I would personally think it was kind of cool, given the fact that if you go with what they revealed in both the DC cinematic.
No.
Wait. If you're gonna adapt with the superheroes, you got to take all the villains. So you've already had an invading force in both versions that have come to Earth and have started just kicking butt, taking names, destroying buildings. Okay.
Yep.
So basically, do you know any police officers or even any soldiers right now that could take on that kind of high-powered force? You don't. So you've got these people that can actually do stuff. Now, as far as control, which is really what governments would really be interested in, how do you control these people?
This is a very politically correct answer.
They say that, absolute power corrupts absolutely. So what keeps these people on the side of good instead of turning them to the side
Actually,
of
I
evil?
think that's a very cop-out answer. From you.
What do you mean?
I know how I would feel.
Yeah.
Okay, mind you, I am an uber nerd.
Yeah.
And of course, Superman has always been iconic to me. But now we're coming into a world where we have to look at things almost like Tony